Welcome back to Melody Guitar Book 2. This book focuses on reading and playing melodies in standard music notation. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Melody Guitar Book 2 that you can read from and write in, plus you'll be supporting a fellow musician. So I'll leave a link for Melody Guitar Book 2 in the description. We're on pages 23 and 24. In the last couple lessons, you learned how to play and count rests, and now we have rests in our melodies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Number 53, When the Saints Go Marching In, is in 4/4 time, and it's marked vivace. Quarter equals 144, so that's 144. That's what you're going for. We start with some pickup notes, so that's going to be counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. We have some rests in this, so we're just going to play through it very slowly, and we'll point out those rests as we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest on beat 1 of the second full measure. And all you have to do is just take the pressure off the string of with your left hand from that D. Now if you want to, for extra insurance, you can mute with your right hand as well. Sometimes I do that. Actually, I do that a lot. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. So make sure in that second full measure you come in right on beat 2, right after that rest. Don't wait too long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, rest. Pretty straightforward here. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. And again, you can just take the pressure off the string on beat 1 to mute that A, or for extra insurance, you can do your left hand and your right hand. Either way, make sure you come in right on beat 2 in the next measure. So let me start in measure 3 of the second line. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So there's a half note rest in measure 2 of the third line. So make sure you're coming in on your quarter notes on beat 3. Let me go to the beginning of the third line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have a fermata over the last note, so hold that note as long as you like. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, play. Number 54, Sleep Baby Sleep, is in 3/4 time and it's marked moderato. Now moderato doesn't give you an exact metronome marking, it's just a moderate speed. In the playthrough I played at quarter equals 100. So kind of a moderate tempo. And of course this one has rests since that's the new thing. We'll talk about those as we go through. So we have our B, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, mute. So make sure you mute in the fourth measure right on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then come in right on beat 3. So even though you're resting, you want to actively count. Beginning again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, mute 2. 1, 2, 3. Next line. Nothing too crazy here. 1, 2, 3. Now we have a retard here in the third measure from the end. So we're just going to slow down there. Remember, when you play retards, you don't put on the brakes right away. You're not going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be a little bit more gradual. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And then there's a fermata over that last note. So again, hold that note as long as you like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 55, this train is bound for glory. It's in common time, and it's marked quarter equals 148. So that's pretty brisk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if a song is pretty fast, you're not able to play it that fast right away, that's okay. That's just a tempo you're aiming for eventually. You'll want to start as slowly as you need to play it accurately, and then build up speed. So at the beginning, we have G's, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, 4. So in the fourth measure of number 55, we have an entire measure of rest. We have a whole rest, and you're going to mute on beat 1. So the measure before, those two G's, 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest, 2, 3, 4. Then we go on. Next line. 1, 2, 3. Same thing here. Rest. 2, 3, 4. So either touching the string on beat 1 or taking the pressure off with your left hand on beat 1. We go on. In the last measure of the second line, don't let those eighth note E's catch you off guard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Just be ready for that. We go on, last line. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So our rest in the last measure is on beat 2. So what you're going to do is hold that G from before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Mute right on beat 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Number 56, Stir the Pudding, is in 2/4 time, and it's marked Allegro. Now, Allegro just generally means fast, but it doesn't have a particular tempo marking. I played the first playthrough at 120, so that's a good generic Allegro tempo. At the beginning, we have some quarter notes. Nothing too tricky so far, but in the fourth measure, we have an eighth note rest followed by an eighth note. So that's going to be counted 1, 2, and 1. 1, 2, and 1. Go back to the beginning. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1. And in general, since that is an upbeat, you're going to want to play that eighth note with an upstroke and then play the following Fs with downstrokes. Up, down. From the beginning again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, up, down. 1, 2, rest. So that last measure of the first line, we have a rest on beat 1, so you're going to mute that C on beat 1. 1, 2, rest. And then you go back to the beginning and you do it all again. Moving on to the second line, we have the same rhythms, except in the fourth measure, instead of an eighth rest, we just have a quarter rest, so that's a little bit easier. Again, make sure you're muting on beat 1. So beginning of the second line. Rest. 1, 2, rest. Last line. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1. 1, 2, 1, 2. Going back to the middle of that last line, we have that same rhythm as we had in the beginning. We have 1, 2, and 1. This time, instead of going E, F, we're going E, G, but same rhythm. 1, 2, up, down, down. And this last note, we have a rest on beat 2. So that's going to be 1, 2, 1, mute on beat 2. Your assignment is to practice the melodies on pages 23 and 24, and as I always say, make sure you work on keeping a steady beat by playing along with the video or play to a metronome so you can choose your own tempo. This assignment has more music than usual, so if you need to, just split it up into 2 separate assignments. Work on a couple songs one week and a couple songs the next week. And don't forget to order your copy of Melody Guitar Book 2. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Melody Guitar 2 that you can read from and write in. So I'll leave a link for that book in the description. Take your time with this, and then when you're ready, I'll see you on page 25. I'm going to show you scale charts and a movable minor pentatonic scale.